My grandfather was Stanley Dunham. I called him Gramps. He enlisted in the U.S. Army during World War II, and my mother, Stanley Ann, was born while he was away. She was named after him in case he didn't survive the war. Thankfully, he did. In fact, he enjoyed European culture and set his heart on working abroad one day. Gramps was told he needed 1 year of foreign language to qualify for a government job overseas. So he moved the family to Berkeley and studied French. I know, I've told the tale that my grandfather was an extremely restless furniture salesman, traveling the country to find just the right furniture store. That was a cover story. Gramps was a company man, a spook, CIA. After Berkeley, Gramps signed on to Air Force Intelligence, working at Shepherd, then McConnell Air Force Base, before landing a job with the Central Intelligence Agency. In 1953, Gramps was posted to Lebanon as a CIA case officer at the U.S. Embassy in Beirut. That's where Mom got her first taste of living in third world countries. And she loved it. Though the family was Methodist, Mom enrolled in Catholic school in Beirut, Collège Notre-Dame de Jamhur, a boys' school which had a co-ed program for foreign students. As the Red Scare deepened in the 50s, Boeing Corporation in Seattle began producing the B-52 Stratofortress, a long-range strategic bomber designed to drop nuclear bombs on Russia.
If colonists are working in our national defense industries for the purpose of sabotaging our preparedness program,
it was critical to U.S. security that the B-52 design plans not fall into the hands of Soviet agents. However, Seattle was home to many CPUSA members. The chairman of Mercer Island School Board, John Stenhouse, admitted to being a communist. Stenhouse taught at Mercer High School in Seattle and was president of the Universalist Unitarian Church. It was so full of commies, they called it the Little Red Church on the Hill. The CIA conducted domestic surveillance on American communists as part of its work aimed at foreign powers. In the fall of 1956, Gramps was assigned to Seattle to monitor CPUSA. The family joined the Unitarian Church and Mom entered Mercer High School. She was Gramps' cover story. As a teenager, Mom hung out at Seattle coffee shops, listened to jazz, and read beat poetry. Mom was often in conflict with Gramps. She found him oppressive and overbearing. Once, she drove to San Francisco with a friend on the spur of the moment just to shock Gramps, who had to fly to fetch her back.
The contest we're engaged in with the communists is a contest for the minds and hearts of people around the world.
In the late 50s, Russia and the United States were competing for influence in emerging African nations. The Russians opened People's Friendship University. In response, the CIA began Operation Airlift Africa to educate African students in the United States. In the summer of 1959, Gramps began commuting from Seattle to Hawaii every 2 weeks for the CIA as Mom began her senior year. Gramps' job was to oversee the African students and recruit them as future CIA contacts. Arriving in Honolulu from Kenya in August of 1959 was Barack Hussein Obama. That's how he pronounced his name, Barack. He was welcomed at Hickam Air Force Base by none other than my grandfather in a traditional Hawaiian ceremony. Barack Obama's arrival was covered in a local newspaper, where he complained of the unexpected high cost of living. Over the next 9 months, Gramps blended in as a furniture salesman, joined the Unitarian Church, and struck up casual conversations with local communists, including my real father, Frank Marshall Davis.